Hey, this is Nick with Starseed Infinite Healing, and thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. So today I wanted to make a video about alien contact, alright? What it's like, and what I've experienced myself, and what maybe you can expect, and things like that. So I'll just get into it and start off with how it started for me, uh, and the experiences that I've had since then. So how it started for me was I woke up spiritually. I learned about my psychic abilities, and I learned that I was telepathic. So this was about 5 years ago. So when that started, I started talking to angels and ascended masters and my higher self, my higher consciousness, a lot, and that developed into extraterrestrials contacting me, and I was very, very shocked and beside myself when this started. It is absolutely nothing to fear. I want to really remind you guys that this is nothing to fear. This is absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful. These beings are here to help us evolve. They're here to help us expand our minds and bring in higher consciousness. Not just us individually, but for the entire human collective. Okay? There are beings out there that are negative. Okay? We want to get this out of the way real quick. There's negative people. There's people that are good. There's people that are bad. Same with extraterrestrials. There's some good and some bad. There's no extraterrestrial that's going to come around and just to mess with you, just to make you have a bad day. It's really not worth their time. The ones that are negative, the ones that are already here, they're doing crazy shit, but we're not going to talk about that. The more you feed into that, the more you might bring that into your life. So we'll just know that, yes, there are negative ETs out there, but don't worry about them. Don't bring them in. When you talk to your higher guides, when you talk to your guides, and you want to bring in love and light. So when you're doing this, all you have to do is tell the universe that I only want beings of love and light for my greatest good in my life. And that's all you have to do. So that being said, we'll get that out of the way. There's nothing to fear here. The reason why people are going to be afraid is because they just don't understand. It's a pretty insane process when you start hearing from extraterrestrials. The first being I met, I was at work. I worked a night shift job, and I'm always talking to myself in my head. I'm always just going over things. And I heard somebody say, "I know your mannerisms." And I was like, "What? What's that about?" He goes, "I know your mannerisms." I said, "Yeah, who's this?" And he's like, "This is a human. This is a Pleiadian. Not a Pleiadian, I'm sorry. This is a being that I'm talking about right now. He's a human being. He's a very advanced human being. He's, I think, from the year 3000 something. And he literally, we started talking. Okay? This being is part of the Galactic Federation of Light. They are here to help us. We have had a lot of conversations, but one of the things that he told me that really struck me was, he said, "Nick, I could not exist if it wasn't for the work that you and others like you were doing. We are paving the way for them to come in and paving the way for humanity to go back to harmony," which is exactly where we're headed. It might not look like it now, but we are headed in that direction. This being, okay, I'm going to tell you another real quick story about this being, this human that I talked to. I haven't gotten his name. Names aren't really that important. I do know a few names from other beings, but for some reason I don't ever hear this guy's name. It's really not that big a deal to me. But I've seen him, okay? I have seen him, and not in my mind. I could connect with him whenever I want to, but I've actually seen this being. He faded into my living room when I was living in Kentucky, and I'll tell you how this happened. So I started talking to him. We talked for several nights in a row. They're very, very, they're just as excited to talk to you as you are to talk to them, because they are experiencing a co-creation, and they're doing tons of work that they wouldn't be able to do without you. This guy works on me all the time. He comes in, he helps me, he guides me, and he wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have that connection with him. So they love it just as much. So I see little flashes of light a lot. When I see angels, I see a flash of light or color. I was sitting in the living room, and me and my girlfriend were watching TV, watching a movie, I think, and I saw a little flash of light over here. And this place that I was living at had like vaulted tall ceilings. The ceiling was like 20 feet up, not the normal 10. So I saw this little flash of light way up there, like way up there. And I looked over. As soon as I looked over, I saw a being, very physically fit, muscular. He had a strong jawline, muscular chest, not ripped, but physically in shape. And he faded in about maybe 10 or 15%, real quick. And he faded right in, like Beam Me Up Scotty, like Star Trek. And I was like, holy shit. Did I just? He goes, yeah, you saw that, and you handled it very, very well. And I was like, really? Like, I have so much stuff going on at that time that there is nothing that's going to scare me. At this point, I've been through a lot. We won't go over all that. But he's like, you handled that very well. I'm like, yeah, have you not seen what's been going on with me? And he's like, of course I have. I've been watching you since birth. I said, what? These beings are taking so much care of us, it's ridiculous. This guy knows me better than I know myself. He learned how to talk like me. He learned how to joke like me. He learned about the things that I watch on YouTube and all the little silly things we do in life. He knows about all of it. He knows my favorite bands. He knows everything. He knows my dog's name. All of it. It's that amazing, okay? This is so legit. I could not make this up. I'm actually a bit still beside myself that he faded into my living room like that, because it's really incredible. I don't tell many people that, but I'm really not trying to hold back information anymore. It happened, and, it happened. So, that's him. That's a human. He's from the year 3000 something. He said the world's in harmony, and he would not be able to be here if it wasn't for me and people like me, which is absolutely incredible. So, moving on from that, I moved to Ohio, and I'm in my backyard at a campfire one night, and me and my girlfriend were doing a guided meditation. So I was guiding this meditation, and I got to a point to where I was healing grid lines, ley lines in the Earth's grid. My grid was broken up there, so I had to go mentally and repair my grid line. And when I did, I got so emotional. I started to just sob and get really emotional. And I started to feel energy coming in. I started to think, Andromeda. Why am I thinking about Andromeda? And I was like, oh my God, I'm being contacted by Andromeda. So I started to go through an integration process. I didn't have the integration process with the human, and I've met a few gray aliens too, and we'll talk about that in a second. Where I didn't go through an integration process. I've only been through an integration process with the Andromedans. I don't exactly know why. I know that this being is connected to me at all times. This being, this Andromedan astral projects to me all the time. I'm not really sure why the integration, but I went through a healing. I went through a process, and I started to seize up. I started to shake. I was laughing. I was crying. I was rocking around. I mean, if my neighbors would have saw me, they'd have thought I was crazy. But that was part of the process. And I saw the galaxy Andromeda, and I heard, connect with me. So I connected, and I saw a being very tall, very slender, very pale, a male and a female, not a transgender, but they're just, I call her she because I feel more comfortable saying she. She was male and female energy, but not human energy. It's hard to explain because there's such a diverse amount of life out there. So this being contacted me, and we spoke and said, she said, connect with me, bring me into meditation. She showed me the galaxy, showed me where her star system was in the galaxy. I saw a binary star system, a red and blue star. I saw their planet, the planet that this being was on. There's many Andromedans. I can't just, when you say Andromedans, you're talking about the whole galaxy, but there's, labels can be very limiting, so that's why there's no labels in the, that's why there's really not labels. They just call themselves the Andromedans. There's billions of beings there, but this specific being, we're just going to go ahead and call him Andromedan. So when I connected, I saw everything. I saw the galaxy, I saw their planet, I saw their star system, I saw the being herself, very tall, very slender. She had a garb on, like a robe. They had buildings that looked like Roman type of buildings with pillars and triangles, perfect, mathematics. Very, very interesting. This being had a gold band around her head with a diamond, like a diamond crystal, or a crystal type of metal. Like it was like a crystal and a metal, something not of Earth, right here on her head. Very beautiful, very tall. Just an amazing experience. Okay, so we'll move on to another one. This happened about 2 weeks ago. I was just talking to myself in my head at work, and I heard randomly, seemingly randomly, that, what did I hear? Let me think about this 1 second. He said, "We are very impressed with your particle collider, the CERN particle collider." He said, "Do you know this?" And I was like, "Wait a second, who is this? What are you talking about? Particle colliders." I don't think about that kind of stuff very often, I'm interested in it, but it's not something that I think about very often. And I was like, "Wait a second, who's talking to me?" He said, "Zeta Reticula." And I said, "Well, I don't want to talk to you, okay?" The gray aliens have a bad name on Earth. Like I said, there are positive and negative beings in every race, okay? I told this being, look, I can't, I don't want to talk to you right now. I need to talk to my guides before we connect. And that's exactly what I did. So basically hung up the phone on them, which is fine. And they understand, they know what we go through. Basically hung up the phone on him and consulted my guides immediately and said, is this legit? I don't really know if I should be talking to Grays. They said, it's fine. He's a guide. He wants to help. So I said, all right. So I called him back like 5 minutes later. I say call him back, but I'm talking telepathically. And I said, look, I'm busy tonight, but I will connect with you. I will talk to you. Can we talk tomorrow? Can you message me? Can you talk to me around after dinner time? He said, sure. So after dinner the next day, I sat down and I meditated. I brought him in and we spoke. His name's Mebach. This is one of the only creatures that I've experienced a name from. I kept saying the name Mebach over and over again, and that's his name. And he's like, yeah, that's what I go by, Mebach. So real quick, he said he's a guide. He's here to help. Him and his group are very interested in me and many others. He said he's not so much into the meditation thing. They are spiritual. They do know where we come from. They know about God. They know about all those, love and light, all those fundamentals, all those principles. They know about it. They're just not super into it. What he's into is science and physics. He loves particle physics. He loves building things. And he said specifically, it's amazing that we have a machine like CERN amongst the chaos and disharmony that our civilization is in. He said it's absolutely incredible that you humans were able to build that machine in the state that we're in right now, which everyone knows we're going through a lot of bullshit right now. But that's fine. We're here because we're strong to deal with it. We're paving the way. That's pretty much who I've met. I've talked to many, many beings thus far, but that's pretty much my alien contact. Sorry about this phone. It keeps slipping on me. That's pretty much how it's happened for me. This is just the start, okay? This is just the start for me. It's going to keep going, and it's going to go like crazy. It's insane what's going to happen here. That being said, I want to remind anybody that's watching this video, if you are watching this video There is a reason. You are drawn to this video for a reason. Keep pursuing those desires, okay? If you're being contacted, consult your guides. Ask for protection if you need to from Archangel Michael. Give boundaries. Tell these beings that you don't want to be bothered in the bathroom. You don't want to be bothered at dinner. You don't want to be bothered all the time. Tell them your boundaries, and they will respect you. They will respect it. If they don't respect your boundaries, do not communicate with them, okay? If you tell them that, you know, I don't want to be bothered before I go to bed, and if they start doing it all the time, just ignore them and get rid of them, because that's not a positive love and light being. And when you start talking to these beings, you need to say that I only want to speak to beings of love and light that have my greatest good in their heart and mind. That's all you got to say. I hope this video found you guys well. It's a beautiful day out today where I'm at. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this because it's a huge deal. We're going to have open contact at the end of this decade. 2028 to 2032, shit is going to go down, and it's going to be amazing. And if you want to be a part of it, if you are connected to these beings, stay connected. Do not be afraid. Explore it. See where it goes. It's going to be incredible. I promise you. This is what's happening to me. I couldn't make this up. And I absolutely love it and I adore it. And I'm going to share all the information I can with you guys. So just stay tuned. Thanks for stopping by. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Leave your comments below. Check out Trish's YouTube channel at Unique Me 303 Healing and Empowerment. She does awesome videos. She does live readings. It's incredible. And I'm also doing readings now. If you're interested, the information will be below. My PayPal information is there. Just send me the payment, $30 readings. It's very reasonable, and I will get back with you and give you my all, I promise you. So I love you. Love and light to all of you. Have an excellent day. I'll talk to you later.